Van Gogh Designs.
A name synonymous with elegance and timeless beauty. We marry style, color, and texture with furnishings that complement your home. Offering a wide range of sofas, chairs, beds, and accessories, we'll ensure the highest standards of quality throughout. From custom design pieces to our existing collections, we have furnishings you'll enjoy living with. Van Gogh Designs, the art of comfort.
Welcome to Tania's Truth Talk on the Harpreet Singh Show. As many of you may or may not know, I am a former madam that ran 4 Canadian brothels employing hundreds of women. I am now the founder of Save the Women Ministry International, rescuing many women from around the globe. And along my journey, I have come across people with very challenging lifestyles and amazing stories to tell. And I'm here today to introduce you to a lady. Her name is Glendene Grant. Her daughter is the famous missing Jessie Foster that has made headlines around the globe. This is a woman that I totally admire and look up to, and she's a woman of strength, and I'm happy to have her here today. Welcome to the show, Glendene. It is so nice to have you here today. You and I met a while back when I was doing a tour across Canada for the Ignite the Road to Justice tour, and you were just a woman that has inspired me so much. I cannot even imagine the pain that you're going through, but you've just got so much fight in you to keep your daughter Jessie's story alive and not let it fade out. So I'd like to get into a little bit of the background here on, Jessie's story and how she grew up as a little girl and where faith took a part in her upbringing and your family life.
Well, thank you for having me. It means a lot. I do anything I can to get Jessie's name out there, and it means a lot to me. And I also want to say I don't want you to try to imagine what I'm going through. I don't want anyone to imagine this. Jessie's my second of 4 daughters.
Okay.
And she went missing when she was 21, and she's 28 now.
Yes.
She's become an auntie 4 times since she's been missing.
Okay.
And she's always like the funny one. She'd always do. Everybody thought I had 3 girls and a little boy named Jessie. She was the biggest tomboy, and she wore the mushroom cut and layers, and she looked like a little boy. When I look back, I see this little tomboy, it's just she's honor roll student, sports minded, very popular. Her friends would always come over to our house before they went anywhere, and Jessie would do their hair and their makeup, and just always like that,
Right.
The kind of kids that get invited to go on a vacation with another family.
She was the one.
She was the one. She went to Mexico at 15 with her friend Tomoko's family and camping all the time. And you're a good kid because nobody takes the trouble.
So Jessie was a good kid.
Great.
She was an honor roll student. I mean, people really liked her and wanted to bring her along on their family vacations. Like, she was a part of the family.
Right. She went to Bible church camp every summer.
So she never grew up in a drug addicted home full of alcoholism or anything like that?
No, not at all, no.
Okay.
She has she was the brownie and the guide and the swimming lessons and anything I could do. I got their pictures taken on their birthday every year.
Right.
I just always did their hair match. I was just like this little mommy of the girls,
Right.
Jessie was a little bit different in some ways, though. I mean, she was very afraid of death when she was little. And she was so afraid of death that one time I was stumped. She was like, "Mom, I'm afraid to die. I'm afraid you're going to die. I don't know what to do. I want to die with you if I ever die." Like, she was just panicked. She was only about 8. And a friend of mine was there, and she said, "Well, there's reincarnation, Jessie. You can come back one day." Or, I can't remember how the story went, but she looked up at us and she goes, "I want to come back as your kid." And so it was just so funny.
So she was happy.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
The cute little things. I mean, she loved corn, but when she was little, she called it corn on the bone.
Corn on the bone.
And, it was just, she's hilarious. Now, Jessie and Crystal, my older 2, they have, their dad is in Calgary, and my younger 2 kids' dad is my husband. And actually, you met him and my granddaughter, because it was a year ago when we met.
Yes.
And, so I've got my family kind of following my track all around the country, raising awareness on Jessie's story,
right,
and on human trafficking.
Right.
I don't know how I do it, because you know, I have to leave my family every time I go, but it's so important, and I get so much strength, you know.
So where would you say that that strength actually really comes from? Because I mean, being a woman in your position, where does this come from? Where do you find the strength of the not knowing?
There's only one way. I mean, you have to find strength from God, and you have to find it.
Who's your God?
Well, Jesus is my
Jesus.
God. You know, it's when you're by yourself at night or whenever, and you really think about what you're actually living through.
Yes.
That's when you get your strength.
And God just cradles you in his arms and gives you that strength.
I mean, since it came out, Footprints in the Sand was like a family prayer to us. Aww. I bought it for my mom, my sister, my aunts. Like, we all had it on our wall, you know.
Yes, yes.
But it's kind of it's a really hard trek to go through, but it's important.
What is the name of your website that people could go to if they'd like to find out more information about Jessie and human trafficking?
Well, Jessie's basic story is on jessiefoster.ca.
Okay.
More information is on mothersagainsttraffickinghumans.com.
Okay.
Math is my organization I've started. It's more of an online social networking cause at the moment, but I'd like it to become a real nonprofit one day.
Okay.
And if you just Google Jessie Foster, you're going to come
Missing
up
Jessie
with
Foster.
Yes,
I mean, I've Googled it myself before I met you, and apparently your daughter's story has made headline news across the globe.
It has.
You've been on international talk shows, America's Most Wanted.
America's Most Wanted several times, Montel a couple times, and Geraldo, and Maury Povich, and all those ones that are you know, Nancy Grace and Jane Velez Mitchell.
Yes.
I've been very fortunate, but it hasn't been by luck at all. It's I'm not going to sit by and have them not respond to an email or say no.
And you didn't grow up in the computer era
gosh,
like you know, this newer generation has, but you've managed to get out there and get your own radio talk blog going. You've got a couple radio shows. Can you tell us about that?
I do. I have a blog talk radio show / Missing and Exploited. It's .com and then Missing and Exploited.
Yes.
And on Tuesdays, 5:30 Pacific time, I have my show on Missing and Exploited. It's on human trafficking awareness and other cases, unsolved cases. And then on Sunday, we've got our Angels on Air, which is, it's more faith-based. It is our Sunday show. It's hosted by the Army of Angels, which is, their goal is to prevent child abuse.
Right.
They're an international organization out of California. So it's amazing how many people tune in and call in. And I'm starting to find myself getting some really interesting guests. I mean, I've had famous people off of television. I've had MP Joyce Smith. I've had people who...
She's an amazing woman, and she's a woman of faith as well, eh?
She is. She's, to me, my hero.
She really is, and she gets a lot of flack, but I tell you, that lady, I give her credit. She's doing amazing work. I mean, just like you are. She does. Yes, I've seen her wear that. I have one too. I should have wore it today. Sorry. So where would you say that your daily strength and I want to get more into the whole faith aspect of it, and what you do, you know, to keep your faith strong, because I know that there's been times in life that people go through things and such a tragedy can make them lose faith.
Yes.
But this has increased your faith.
It has. I lost my faith once when I was a teenager, and my older sister passed away from leukemia. There was nothing that could be done about it. It was 40 years ago. Yes. And actually 40 years in November. Right. I was 14 years old and she was 24, had 2 little kids. And I prayed every day for, you know, my God to take me, because my goodness, she had 2 children and there was somebody who needed her. And then she passed away. And I got really mad at him for a while.
Angry at God.
Yes, because how dare he, you know, I mean, how dare he? And here was me willing to trade. Of course, you don't realize what your plan is, what his plan is for you. That's I now know he had a plan for me this many years later. You know,
that just goes to show, because, you know, a lot of people, they say to me too with my past, you know, Tania, you've been through so much, and oh, that's so sad, and blah, blah, blah. And I go, No, you know what? God never allows 1 ounce of our hardships, our pain, and our sorrow go to waste.
Yeah.
If we just turn to Him. And you know, I was angry at God, and I was saying, if God was real, why am I going through this? But then when I realize now and I look back, I go, He was right there with me, weeping alongside of me every single step of the way. But it was me that dejected Him, and I was angry at Him. But when I turned my eyes back and focused on Him, He was right there, and He was waiting with open arms.
That's what happened with me.
That's the same as you, right?
Because when I was angry at Him, and then one day I looked and He was like just right there, and I didn't even realize when.
He's always there.
Well, I know He was, but I wasn't seeing Him for that time.
Yes.
This was long before Jessie went missing.
Right.
Which is good because, you know, I mean, her dad is not a man of faith, and he's had worse hardships than I have through this.
Yes.
I've found reasons to, you know, keep going, and reasons. I mean, I've got 3 other daughters, and I'm referred to a lot as missing Jessie's mom. But you know what? I have 3 daughters who aren't missing, and 2 of them who are moms, and one of them who just a week ago today had her 3rd daughter. She needs me.
Yes.
How in the world is she going to do this without me?
Has this turned them towards faith in Jesus Christ as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
So it's the whole
especially my
family
youngest.
now.
We aren't church going like my oldest sister, Tania.
Well, you know
who
what?
has, but, you know,
Churches where 2 or more are gathered.
exactly.
You and I are having church
We're
right
having
here,
church
right now.
And that's the
Yes.
same as how I tell my friends when they say, you know, I need to know how to pray. I don't really know how to pray. And my one friend wanted me to pray for her mom to allow herself to let go because she was so ill. And she wanted her mom to know, and she didn't know how to pray. And I said, well, you know, just start talking.
Talk to Jesus
You don't
like
need
He's
to
your
be
daddy.
in a church, and
I'm just
some
gonna
people
cut you off right there because we have to go to a commercial break. And well, we're here with the amazing Glendene Grant, an amazing woman of strength and courage, and she is such an inspiration to so many. So please tune back after the commercial break to Tania's Truth Talk on the Harpreet Singh Show.
ਡਾਕਟਰ ਅਲੀ ਕਨਾਨੀ ਆਰਥੋਡੋਂਟਿਕਸ ਦੇ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲਿਸਟ ਹਨ ਜੋ ਹਰ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਦੰਦਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਆਰਥੋਕੈਡ IQ ਦੇ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਗਾਈਡਡ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਟੀਮਲ ਬ੍ਰੈਕਟ ਪਲੇਸਮੈਂਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਮਿਨੀ ਸਟੇਨਲੈਸ ਸਟੀਲ ਬ੍ਰੇਸਸ, 골ਡ ਬ੍ਰੇਸਸ, ਕਲੀਅਰ ਬ੍ਰੇਸਸ ਤੇ ਇਨਵਿਸਲਾਈਨ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਵੀ ਉਪਲਬਧ ਹੈ। ਜੇਕਰ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਣਾ ਚਬਾਉਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਸਪੀਚ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਜਾਂ ਐਬਨੋਰਮਲ ਬਾਈਟਸ ਹਨ ਤਾਂ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਅਲੀ ਕਨਾਨੀ ਕੋਲ। Creating beautiful smiles, ਇਲਾਜ ਕਰਾਓ ਤੇ 에ਅਰ ਮਾਈਲਸ ਵੀ ਪਾਓ।